Today, I'm going to see a Scottish monument that should be somewhere else. You'd expect to see it at the very other end of the country, but I'm going to tell you why it's here. If you're interested in the people, places and events in Scottish history, then click the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen and ring the notification bell to be told when I upload new videos. In the meantime, let me tell you a story. Today, we're talking about events at the height of one of the key points in Scottish history. Rebellion, religious strife, the fight for freedom and the price that brings, all culminating in a memorial in the most unexpected place. Now, if you've been following the channel, then you'll have heard me talk about the religious and political struggles of the period when the Stuarts were the monarchs of all these islands. It was a period of huge change. The nature of the monarchy and the role of the church were transformed and bloodletting as the power balance ebbed and flowed this way and that. Charles I had sought to impose the Church of England. Scots Presbyterians signed the National Covenant. English parliamentarians demanded to be heard. And of course the Irish had their own opinions. And after years of blood spilled across these islands, Charles had been executed, replaced by a republic which reverted to a monarchy. And now that monarch, Charles II, was imposing himself in Scotland in an even harsher fashion than his beheaded father. This War of the Three Kingdoms is often oversimplified as an English civil war, but it was so much more than that. I've made several videos about the Covenanters and I'll leave a playlist at the end with some of them, but things had come ahead at the Battle of Bothwell Brig on the 22nd of June 1679. Now, that probably deserves its own video in the future. Suffice to say that Bothwell Brig proved to be the last major clash between the Covenanting Presbyterians, who said that the king should not be above the Scottish Church, and the power of his state that was determined to prove otherwise. But why does that bring us here? Now, obviously, I'm here because I was doing my show Stories of Scotland in the Picacoy last night. And you know that there are more Scottish shows in autumn 2023 with shows in Scotland, England and Canada in 2024. So click top right or the link in the description below for all the details. At Bothwell Brig, holier than thou attitudes, indecision, vacillation and petty squabbles amongst the Covenanting leaders meant that an ill-prepared group initially stood firm in battle with great faith, but when ammunition ran low, so did belief, and the dam broke in a rout. Over 1,000 Covenanters were taken prisoner at the end of June, herded into and held in Greyfriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh. They were locked up behind a gate in the southwestern edge, outdoors and open to the elements. As summer days shortened, their incarceration grew longer and colder, with 4 slices of bread a day to fuel the body against winter's approach. Many weakened and died. Some were executed. Some swore conformity and others held out. But by November, there were only a quarter of them left. We know that because when they were poked and prodded down Leith Walk into the charge of a merchant, William Patterson, they numbered 257. 257 to be loaded on a boat which was never designed to take that many. But even if your cargo is indentured servants for plantations in the Americas and the Indies, you'd want to turn a profit. They tell me that those who were reasonably fit had to spend all their time standing so that there was enough space for the sick to lie down. That's how they stayed on the Leith shore for 12 days. The cargo left the port of Leith on the 27th of November. They would be predominantly men of central, south and west of Scotland. These were the Covenanting heartlands. As they sailed up the east coast, December storms must have buffeted them all around, as injured men groaned, the seasick retched, and all must have gasped against the smell or choked with the constriction. By the 10th of December, they were off the coast of Orkney here at Deerness, and the stormy weather continued unabated. In spite of the anchor being lowered for the night, the wind and the waves were so strong that the ship was blown towards the cliff of Mull Head, dragging the anchor along the seabed behind it. The man on watch raised the alarm. You can just imagine the panic as everyone tried to get on deck and make their escape. But the ship's captain only got paid for cargo delivered or lost at sea. And so he ordered that the cargo hatches should be fastened, locking the Covenanters inside and securing the insurance claim. As the crew took to the lifeboat to safety, and the screams faded into the distance, drowned by the roar of the sea. The ship eventually struck the rocks and the creaking timbers cracked and then splintered. When the hull finally broke, some managed to cling to the shards and splutter their way to the shore. As a few survivors clambered up the cliffs, the ship's captain saw his cargo going to waste, but managed to force some back over the cliffs to their death. 49 of the 257 survived. Some of them are buried along these cliffs. The shipwrecked prisoners came from Kirkcudbright, Balmaggy, Kelton, Penningham, Bord, Gurton, Kippen, Gargunnock, Stirling, Denny, Airth, Muiravenside, Falkirk and New Kilpatrick. These were the Covenanting lands. These are the places that you normally see monuments to the martyrs for the Covenant. They tend to be in the south and the west. That's what makes this monument so unusual and out of place. On the windswept edge of an Orkney island, not the Norse feel of much of the Northern Isles, but the Presbyterian simplicity that would have been recognised by the men whose lives ended cruelly as far from home in their own lands as seems possible. Would the boot have fit differently if it were on the other foot? I don't know. I do know it's important to remember. If you want to know more about the Covenanters, then there's a playlist of videos coming up on screen now. Support the channel and get additional Patreon only videos by clicking the link top right to become a Patreon member. Ha mi an dóchas gún bí lam alai. Chéirí an drasta.